Hello friends, welcome to Inside Saiken Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about India-Maldives relations. The title of the video is India Out and China in Policy of Maldives. You know that recently relations between India and Maldives got strained, okay, especially after the new government establishment in Maldives. Now let us see video components. In this video, we are going to discuss about first why it is in news, the context, then more details regarding this particular news, then China filling the security vacuum, that means how China is capturing whatever the vacuum is available with Maldives and how Maldives is going away from India. Next, India response to this, then India-Maldives defense relations. Here we are going to discuss about historical relationship between India and Maldives, mainly even we focus on the Operation Cactus as well. Then finally we draw the conclusion. So these are the learning outcomes of this particular video. Now, without delay, first let us try to understand the context. Maldives recently they signed defense agreements with China after the withdrawal of Indian troops. It marks a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape of the Indian Ocean. So first we have to understand here, previously Maldives used to follow formerly they used to follow India first policy in their foreign affairs. But recently, in the recent government change, you know that Maldives follows presidential form of government. After the recent government change, they withdrew this policy. They withdrew this policy. Even they given, a kind of order or ultimatum to withdraw Indian troops, around 60 to 70 Indian armed personnel are there in Maldives to assist whatever the helicopters be given to them to Maldives. Regarding that assistance, we left some of the armed personnel there, and even they are going to help in disaster response and some surveillance operations as well in ocean patrolling operations. So but they they requested us to withdraw from Maldives, and of course that that was happened. So now rather than India's first policy, they withdrew that, and even in the recent past, Maldivian president he visited China as well. So by looking at all these things, the present Maldivian president actually he played one of the key role in a campaign, that is India Out campaign, when he was in the opposition. So here you have to understand Maldives, so which latitude dividing the India and Maldives, generally we call it as 8-degree channel, 9-degree channel, 10-degree channel, yeah. So which degree channel is separating India and Maldives? Comment your answer. Next we will see Maldivian president, like I said earlier, campaigned on removing Indian troops stationed in the country, that means India Out. Next, so it's seen as a security measure by India towards contention between the India and Maldives. And after the negotiations, India agreed for the withdrawal of the troops completely by 10th of May 2024. That means this withdrawal of the troops is going to be happen in a systematic manner, phased manner, and this move can be interpreted as concession to new Maldivian administration and a potential strain in India-Maldives relations, obviously. And Maldives is slowly shifting towards China a lot. Not only Maldives, whenever government changes, especially this government change in our India's neighborhood nations, that effect is very much visible. That can be seen in Nepal. When Nepal communist oriented government forms in Nepal, obviously the relationship with China will be improved a lot. Even this kind of thing we have seen in Sri Lanka as well. So we have to closely watch what kind of government shifts are happening in our neighborhood countries. Recently in Bangladesh, Awami League, they got the clear mandate. Traditionally, Awami League is very friendly with India. So that is a good news compared to the Khalida Zia's party. Next, the Maldivian Defence Pact with China, it comes very swiftly after the India's withdrawal. And one more thing, recently we discussed about the grey zone warfare. Grey zone warfare also involves this kind of, how China is giving lot of debt to other countries, like a debt trap, and building these navy bases or military bases in other countries by giving some funds to them. These are all the grey zone warfare. So this kind of move, it is suggesting that Maldives they would like to, that means the present government, they may like to replace India with China in terms of their security things. And of course the details, like what they are going to purchase, and is this going to be any long term deal or not, those details are yet to come. China is also donated certain things like ambulances, and China is trying to gain the confidence of the people of Maldives. And China's growing military and economic influence in the region, especially in the Indian Ocean region, is obviously a concern to India. In fact, recently Maldives even skipped attending the Colombo Security Conclave as well. Actually, Colombo Security Conclave is a security conclave which involves India, Sri Lanka, Mauritius and Maldives. These four countries, national security advisors from these four countries, they discuss about security issues in this Indian Ocean region. For that meeting also, Maldives was significantly absent. Next, the Chinese investment is also going to be increased in Maldives, and Chinese tourists, they are going to contribute a lot to Maldivian tourism as well. So in this way, China aiming to expand their footprint and counter the India's traditional dominance in the Indian Ocean. In this aspect, even we have to recall the China strategy of string of pearls as well. Through string of pearls, China would like to improve its presence in the Indian Ocean region. Next, India's response. Even though Maldivian government is behaving very aggressively, India is going in a very delicate and very calibrated and balancing act. We are not taking any harsh or rash decisions in a very hasty manner. The India-Maldives defense relations. So here we would like to see the traditional relations between India and Maldives. These defense relations established in 1978 with a maritime boundary agreement. Maritime boundary agreement is all about recognizing maritime boundary between two countries. So when maritime boundaries are very clear between two nations, then lot of issues can be solved, especially the shipping. When Indian fishermen will cross the border, so our Maldivian people when cross the border towards India, so these kind of repetitive problems can be avoided by clear demarcation of maritime boundary agreements, because these kind of very frequent issues we are having with Sri Lanka. And both countries' relations, they are strengthened after India's intervention in coup attempt Operation Cactus in 1998. Actually, Operation Cactus is all about Maldivian opposition leader, by taking the help of the LTTE, these liberation tigers, by taking the help of them, they would like to replace the incumbent Maldivian government. So India helped to them. Here you have to understand two things. When civil war is going in with particular country, India decided not to involve actively after the Sri Lanka experience. But if a country is under attack from the external threat, then India will definitely help. So that is the reason we intervened in Maldives in terms of Operation Cactus. Next, India trains almost all 70% of the Maldivian Defence Force personnel, and joint exercises between India and Maldives, Ecovirian, Dosti, Ekata military and disaster relief exercises. India assisted with defense infrastructure and radars and supplied military hardware as well. Regarding information sharing, regularly both countries used to exchange intelligence and security information as well. Regarding the disaster relief, India provided aid during the 2004 tsunami and other natural disaster. Even during the COVID pandemic also, India helped to Maldives in terms of vaccination, and medication as well. What is the name of that operation? Comment your answer. Next, key benefits for Maldives. India can provide more capabilities in terms of the disaster management, and improved maritime security can provide. And if Maldives will go away from India and if they go with China, they can of course upgrade their military sites, and they can get funds initially, but in long term it is going to be a debt trap, no doubt in that. Key benefits for India, for good relation between India and Maldives. Obviously, we can maintain our traditional dominance in Indian Ocean. It can enhance regional security and stability, and we can check the Chinese growing influence in Indian Ocean. Of course, we are trying to check even through Quad and Malabar Navy exercise as well. Next, recent developments. I already referred these things. Maldivian president requested the withdrawal of Indian troops. India agreed that it is going to be finished by 10th of May 2024. Maldives signed defense agreement with China as well. Conclusion. Maldives-China Defence Pact, okay, it is a very significant development in the Indian Ocean and it reflects changing geopolitical landscape with China making inroads and India regarding this, it has to adapt its strategy, okay, according to the changing dynamics. This is regarding the conclusion. Let's see yesterday's video question. My own belief is that Congress is tottering and one of my great ambition is to assist it to peaceful death. Who said it? It was said by Lord Curzon. Next, today's video question. Operation Cactus, which was seen in news recently, is related to which of the following? An operation by Indian Navy to rescue Indians during oil crisis, Indian Army mission to recapture Siachen Glacier from the Pakistani Army, an Indian operation that helped the government of Maldives in neutralization of the coup, Indian mission to provide water for Middle Eastern countries to avoid their water crisis. Which one is the right one? Mains question. Discuss the political developments in the Maldives in the last 2 years. Should they be of any cause for concerns to India? This is today's mains question. And as we reach to the end of this video, in this particular video we mainly discussed about Maldives' recently growing relation with China and at the same time strained relation between India and Maldives. And we also discussed about joint military exercise between both nations and traditional defense relation with both nations as well, and why Maldives important to India and why India important to Maldives. So these are the areas we covered in this particular video. I hope this video will be useful to you. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.